Hello, welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here comes the news today. Continuing the program of the 48th session, September the 16th, the National Assembly Standing Committee gave comments on the draft law on ensuring road traffic order and safety. Delegates focused on discussing and giving opinions, especially on the issue of avoiding overlap between the draft law on traffic road amended and the draft law on ensuring road traffic order and safety. The draft law consists of 8 chapters and 72 articles, which supplement many prohibited acts which are dangerous behaviors, high risk of causing traffic accident, traffic congestion, or causing insecurity and order. Meanwhile, the preliminary examination report shows that the draft law on road traffic amended and the draft law on ensuring road traffic order and safety have reciprocal impacts, all belong to one field. Therefore, considering both projects at the same time, the above draft law will be favorable in separating the scope of adjustment, separating the content to avoid overlapping and duplication. Most opinions agree with the adjustment scope on the draft law. There are suggestions for a clearer delineation of the scope and adjustment content between this law project and the draft law on road traffic amended, especially the regulations on road traffic signaling system and means participating in land road traffic, organizing road traffic safety. On September the 16th, leaders of the People's Committee of Biên Hòa City had a meeting with departments, agencies, and branches on the results of the implementation of anti-smuggling, commercial fraud, and counterfeiting in the first 8 months of the year and the task in the last 3 months of the year. In the first 8 months of the year, the epidemic was complicated. Supply and demand fluctuations, prices of masks and disinfection increased. However, members of the steering committee of 389 cities promptly controlled and handled many violations to ensure the source of goods is not scarce. After the epidemic was tightly controlled, the interdisciplinary inspection teams launched to control a number of localities with complicated situation of smuggling, trade fraud, and counterfeit products such as cigarettes, shampoo, branded products that are protected in Vietnam, medical equipment. The city leaders said that at present, branches have not cooperated closely with each other in controlling smuggling and trade frauds. Industries need to advise which areas and commodities are showing signs of violation to establish a union to handle violations, clearly outline the roadmap in the fourth quarter of 2020, focusing on the time of approaching the Lunar New Year, promoting the propaganda. Vietnamese people give priority to using Vietnamese goods. Britain said on Wednesday that Russia had a case to answer over the poisoning of Alexei Navalny, as it were almost certain that Russian intelligence services carried out the attack with a Soviet-developed chemical weapon known as Novichok. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab, speaking in Washington alongside Mike Pompeo, said that from the UK's point of view, it's very difficult to see any plausible alternative explanation to this being carried out by the Russian intelligence services, but certainly the Russian government has a case to answer. According to him, the British side had seen with their own eyes the effects and consequences of a Novichok attack when Russian intelligence used them in the assassination of Salisbury City in 2018. Therefore, Moscow has an obligation to solve PRIFA through full and transparent inquiry. For his part, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has urged Russia to transparently answer questions on this issue as soon as possible. The Malian military government said on Wednesday that it has started the process of naming an interim president after West African presidents threatened a total embargo on the landlocked country. According to Colonel Ismail Guak, a spokesperson for the Malian army, although unable to give an official answer, but early this morning local time, the military authorities have started the process of character selection. transitional regulations adopted in previous multilateral negotiations provided that the interim president could be a soldier or a civilian chosen by voters appointed by the military. The leaders of the West African Economic Community, ECOWAS, stated on September the 15th, held a meeting with Mali's military leaders, who overthrew President Boubacar Keïta in late August to speed up the country's civil transition. ECOWAS has advocated the appointment of an interim civilian president and a prime minister. That's all for the news today. Thank you for joining us and goodbye.